So in each programming language, you need to know what a variable. This definition will be repeated again and again. You will need it again and again. That is why you want to pay attention on it. A JavaScript variable as any other language variable. What is a variable? A variable, it is a memory zone. It is a memory location where some data can be stored. Okay? It is a memory zone. Please remember this because in PHP you need it, in Java you need it, in Celebrate you need it, in Python you need it. Always programming depends on variables. So this is why you need to pay attention to variables. Okay. So a variable simply it is a name of storage location. It is a name of memory location where some data will be stored. Okay. Now, if we are thinking to use some data later in the program, you need to declare a variable. When you declare a variable, it is as if you are reserving this memory zone, because a variable name, it is a name of that memory zone where your data will be stored. So you are reserving the memory zone, and then later you can put some data. It is as if you are in a hotel. If you need a room, you need to make a reservation. Okay, you can make a reservation. You pay the room, then later you can come and use it. So if you come into the room, it is the same as putting data into a variable. So it is the same because the declaration of a variable is the same as reserving a room in a hotel. Putting some data in a variable, it is the same as when you reserve a room in a hotel, later you can come and use the room. So it is the same as putting data into a variable. There are some rules which, while declaring JavaScript variables, also known as identifiers. So you can call a JavaScript variable name, variable name, you can call it an identifier. Name must start with a letter. So in any programming language, not only JavaScript, a name of a variable must always start with a letter. Okay, or an underscore or a dollar sign. Okay, you can start a variable identifier with a letter, an underscore, or a dollar sign. But after pasting letter, we can use digits. You can include digits in our variable name. For example, value1, which is a variable name. JavaScript variables are case sensitive. For example, x, small x is different from capital X. Okay, small x is different from capital X. They are different identifiers. They are different variables. So we have an example here of a script which is using a variable. We have var x equals 10, y equals 20. We can create the sum. This is a program to calculate the sum of two numbers. So document.write z, which is the sum. So in all programming languages, we can have local variables and the global variables. A local variable, it is a variable defined inside a function or block. Inside any block, it is a local variable. A block, it is a set of codes defined in braces, between braces. That is what we call a block. Now, a local variable, it is a variable defined inside a function or a block. a script local variable is declared inside a block or function. Yes. It is accessible within the function or block only. If you define a local variable, so that variable will only be accessed within that block or within that function. These are examples. You can run them and see the output. We can also have global variables. A global variable, it is a variable defined outside the whole block or functions. So that variable which is global can be accessed from anywhere in the program. It is accessible from any function. Any function can access it. So it is declared outside all functions, the function, or declared within window object. It is known as, which is declared inside window object in the case of JavaScript. So it is, you can see the example value data equals 20. It is declared. You open script, you automatically, after opening script tab, you can automatically define a global variable, value data equals 200. It is a global variable because it is declared, it is defined outside all functions or blocks. So you can run it and see the output. So let us see control statements in the JavaScript. Control statements. So control statements, they are decision-making statements. They are the decision makers. The JavaScript if else statement, it is used to execute the code whether the condition is true or false. So we have, there are three forms of if statements. We can also call them if statements. We have if else, if. So next to the if and the else ifs. So there are three forms. These are three forms of if statements. We have if else, and nested if, and else if. We have our first example. We have our variable a. Var, it is a keyword which indicates that it is a variable. The next word is the name of a variable. So var a equals 20. If a is greater than 10, then document.write. Document.write is a function to display the message on the screen. So document.write value of a is greater than 10. Okay. So codes are simple, you can run them, they are simple. So we are coding videos, we can give you these videos, you have not to worry. And remember that you have these presentations, you have PowerPoint or PDF presentation in your e-learning platform. You can go there, download it, and always make a few. You can run these codes, you can read and pay attention on what is written. Okay, so you can check if you see the if. Okay, if codes are only executed if the condition is true. Okay, if the condition is false, it does nothing. That is how if statement work. Okay, it executes the if codes if on and only if the condition is true. Otherwise, it does nothing. So this is so it will display that message only if the condition is true. Otherwise, it does nothing. So we have if else statement. If else statement, it evaluates the content whether the condition is true or false. Okay, so this one if else is different from if statement because if statement has only one task to be performed if the condition is true. But this if else, it has two tasks. One will be executed if the condition is true. Another one will be executed if the condition is false. Okay, so whether the condition is true or false, the if else has a task to be performed. So here we have an example that A equals 20. If A modulus 2 equals 0, you have always to remember how modulus work. Modulus produce the remainder. If remainder is 0, it make a division, and the remainder is the answer or output of modulus. Okay, so if the remainder is 0, the number is even, otherwise the number is odd. So it will perform one task or another. It will display one. And the first message will be displayed if the condition is true. Another one will be displayed if the condition is false. If else if. So this one evaluates many conditions and they perform one task whose condition is true. So it checks, it has many conditions to test, to check, but only one condition will be true and it will execute the corresponding task. Here we have an example, A equals 20. If A equals 10, so this condition is false. The first condition is false because A is not equal to 10. If A equals 15, the condition is also false. You shall not execute that task. Except if A equals 20, so the condition becomes true, we execute the corresponding task and we stop. If a certain condition becomes true, we execute the corresponding task and we don't continue to check other conditions, we stop there. So here we have the output. You can run it and see how it works. So let us see both browser object model. Browser object. Now, the browser object model is used to interact with the browser. Okay, there are objects which interact with the browser. The default object of the browser is window. Means you can call the function of a window by specifying window or by omitting the window. Okay, so if something is default, it means there is no need to put it or to indicate it. For example, window.arrest, hello JavaScript, it is the same as writing directory arrest hello point. So we have seen we have used arrest and we used it without the window dot. So because the window it is the default object of the browser, it means we don't need to put window object whenever we need to use it. So window object. The window object represents a window in a browser. Okay, the output we see when we run, when we open our web page, it is a window. Okay, it is a window. A window object represents a window in a browser. An object of window is created automatically by the browser. Window is the object of a browser, which is not the object of JavaScript. So we have JavaScript objects as arrays, depths, strings, JavaScript objects, but window is a browser object. They are different. So we have some important messages, important methods of window object. We have alert, we have confirm, we have prompt, we have open, we have close, we have set time out. So let us use some of them and see how they work. Then after, you can continue with others so that we cannot run out of time without completing. So let us see again how we can use window. So first of all, arrest, the arrest. So let us select HTML, then let me open script to make it simple. Let me remove this script. Let me create a function. Test arrest, then arrest hello students. Okay, now this is my function, and I can click text. I want to test arrest, test on click, I'm calling this test arrest function, then click me to test. Then save as script 3 HTML, not HTML. So we can open it and see script 3. So we didn't call it properly. Let us see test arrest. Okay. Let us leave style margin left 500 pixels. Let us put it in a form. Something is wrong. We have script function test arrest. Script button test. So you can see the output. You can see the output. Error Work students. Okay, this is how we can use the arrest. Here we have example. Input type, it is a button. Value click. On click, we are calling the message, and the message will be displayed whenever. So we can also test this confirm. Var. Okay, let me create another confirm. Let me change this. Okay, let me write my own HTML, then script, then in script, you can put function test confirm that x equals confirm you sure about are you sure if x arrest confirmed s arrest not confirmed. Save as script for.html. Now let us create a button. Input type, it is a button. Name, btn, value, click me, and see. Now on click, I'm calling the JavaScript function test confirm. Test confirm. Then style it. Style margin left, which is 500 pixels. Then script for script4.html. We don't have script4, we have only script3. 54. Is it not still? Fifty-four. But HTML script. Fifty-four. So let us see. Are you sure it is a confirm? You can see that this one is different from the first one. So it is a confirm. So you can test others. You can test and see how others work because it's the same way. The important thing is how to how to embed our JavaScript codes into HTML and how to call those functions and how to execute them. So it is the same way. So you can see again the codes. So not confirmed. If we click not confirmed, if we click OK, so equals true. So if we click OK, if we click cancel, not confirmed, alert confirmed, if X. So you can see how we write these codes. You can see it in your screens and you can rewrite it whenever you need. Now you can see how you call whatever function you defined. This is the name of a function. This is the name of a function defined in
There is an error. Sorry,
Yes.
there is an error there only after for not confirmed. For confirmed.
For confirmed. Okay. It is added. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So are you sure? Yes, confirm the message will be displayed. Thank you so much.